Jakks is a very popular company that has made tons of merchandise, including plushes. And while by far their most popular plush line is the World of Nintendo plushes. And while even though there's been tons of plushes that have been released in this line, there's also a few that have actually never been officially released. And well, the only reason why we know these plushes actually exist, in around 2018, Jakks listed them on Amazon. And well, for a while they said that they were going to be put into stock, but at some point they just changed it to unavailable, and well, these plushes were never released. So yeah, today we're going to be looking at 6 Jakks plushes that were never actually released. Starting off, we have the Running Mario. Now this Mario plush uses a very similar design to their normal Mario plush originally released in Wave 1. But this Mario plush's faces actually changed a lot. As well, instead of the eyes being normal, they're both facing to the left, and he also has an open mouth. And this is to make the plush look like he's looking at something that he's running away from. And well, overall, I think they did a pretty good job with the embroidery from this picture that I have of it, and well, it overall looks pretty good with the face. And well, all the other details on the face are nicely embroidered on and are the exact same details that are on the normal Jakks Mario plush. And well, his overalls are also nicely embroidered on with the buttons, and well, they actually look really good, except they're just the exact same as the normal Mario's overalls. And well, his arms are obviously a lot different than the normal Mario plushes, well, they're facing it the way that it looks like he's running. And well, same thing with his legs, and well, overall it actually looks really good. And well, by this one picture that we have, it seems that they overall stuffed it pretty nicely, and well, this plush overall looks really good. And well, I think they added all the details necessary to make a good looking Mario plush, and well, it would actually be pretty cool if they actually released this one, as well, there's only one other running Mario plush that I know of. You know, there's probably a few other running Mario plushes that are pretty obscure that I don't know about, but besides that, there's no really other running Mario plushes, so this one's actually pretty unique. But yeah, overall, all the details on it are accurate and overall looks pretty good. You know, but obviously you won't be able to find any of these plushes for sale, well, they're literally prototypes, so you'll never find them at all. Next up is the baby blue Yoshi. Now, this is probably the most disappointing unreleased Jakks plush, as well, I kind of wish this plush was actually released, as well, but it's overall a really unique plush and it's overall really nice. As well, the head on it overall looks really good, and they nicely stuffed the head so it overall is nicely shaped and accurate looking. As well, on the nose and the cheeks, you could obviously tell that they did a good job of stuffing it correctly and also making it so it looks accurate to the game. And well, the eyes are also nicely stitched on. The eyes are also nicely shaped and accurate looking. His arms overall look pretty accurate, except they are kind of in a weird stance, as well, they're just kind of sticking out from the sides. And I think it would have looked better if they were facing down more, but besides that, it overall looks fine. It also has some embroidery to make the fingers. And well, the shoes that he's wearing is literally the exact same as the normal Yoshi plush, except just slightly smaller. And well, the shoes are actually made out of a slightly different material. It's not quite a felt material, but it's kind of in between a plush material and a felt material. But yeah, overall, this is a really good baby Yoshi plush, and well, it would have been the second ever baby Yoshi plush to be released if it was. As well, this is the only other baby Yoshi plush from the 90s, and well, there hasn't been one since, and well, this plush is overall really rare, so you probably won't be able to get it. But yeah, out of any unreleased Jakks plush, I wish this one was released the most, as well, it's by far the most unique, and also it's overall really good quality. And well, I honestly don't understand why they didn't release these plushes, as well, they look basically fully complete, and they overall looked really good. You know, the main thing that seemed to happen with this is that they actually got replaced by other plushes. You know, the plushes that they got replaced by definitely weren't worth it, as well, this plush is just a lot better. But yeah, overall, this probably has to be my favorite unreleased Jakks plush, and well, I honestly really hope that it would get released, as if it never did. You know, next up we have the Paratroopa. Now, the head on this plush is overall really nicely shaped and is nicely stuffed, just like the baby blue Yoshi is overall really accurate looking. As well, but it seems that Jakks does a very good job shaping their characters correctly to make them look game accurate. You know, his eyes overall look really good, and well, they have like a weird material in the middle of them and have embroidery on the pupils to make them more detailed looking. And well, his shell overall looks pretty good, as it has all the correct details on it, and his wings actually have a lot of detail put into them. As well, they have stitching on them, and well, they also are nicely shaped so it looks accurate, and it doesn't have any stuffing in them, and it's just a normal plush material. You know, but it actually looks like they put a lot of work into the wings on this plush, so that's definitely one detail that they did a great job on. And well, the front of his shell looks normal, and same thing with his arms. One thing that does kind of look weird though is that for some reason his hands are kind of weird looking. As well, I think they just made the fingers slightly too big, especially with the thumb, so yeah, it overall just kind of makes it so his hands look huge, but besides that, the rest of the plush overall looks fine. And the shoes are once again basically the exact same thing as the Yoshi shoes, except they're just slightly smaller. And they're also just a different color, and the Koopa also has a tail, which overall looks pretty accurate to the game. So yeah, overall, this plush has a lot of details on it, and this one I'm really not that sad about being not released, as well there's tons of other Paratroopa plushes that are definitely better than this one. But yeah, overall, once again, Jakks Pacific did a very good job making this plush, and it's kind of a shame it wasn't released with the others. As well, even though it's by far not the best Paratroopa plush, it still overall looks pretty good. Next up is the Villager plush. Now this was supposed to be released in the exact same set as the others that we looked at, and this plush overall looks really good as well, but it has a lot of details on it. This is actually the design of a villager that's used in Super Smash Bros. So yeah, it's probably by far the most popular design of the villager. And one cool thing about this plush is that it's actually the only villager plush to be detailed based off of the Super Smash Bros. Design. But sadly, it was never released, so to this day, there's still not a Super Smash Bros. Design of the villager plush. But yeah, overall, this plush has a lot of embroidery on the face and but overall looks pretty good, and there seems to actually be some embroidery on the edge of his hair for some reason. It doesn't make his hair look any worse, it's just kind of a weird detail that I noticed about it. And his shirt overall looks pretty game accurate, but also is nicely shaped, and the overall looks pretty good. And all the rest of the details on him are overall pretty accurate, and they overall look pretty nice. As well, just like basically every other plush that we looked at, is overall very game accurate, and it's clear that Jakks Pacific puts a lot of work into making their plushes as well, but has a lot of nice embroidery on it. Once again, it's kind of a shame that this plush was never released as well, but it would have been one of a kind, as no other designs of this villager have ever been made into a plush. Next up, we have the Mario Odyssey plush. Now, I don't really have a lot to say about this plush as well, but it's usually just a normal Mario plush except with Cappy on it. The eyes on Cappy overall seem to be very accurate as well, they're nicely embroidered on. But actually seems to have a bit of a shiny material on it to make it look cooler. Same thing with his overalls, they added a bit more detail onto it than the normal Mario plush and made it kind of like shiny looking. And I don't know how they did that, they must have used some sort of like silverish stitching on it, but yeah, it overall looks pretty nice. But besides the extra stitching on his overalls and having Cappy be there, the plush is basically the same as the Wave 1 Mario plush. But once again, this one overall looks pretty good, and it seems to just be a slightly improved version of the Mario plush as well. There seems to be a few extra details on it besides Cappy. But yeah, once again, it's a shame that this one was never released as well, but overall would have been pretty cool. And next up we have the Captured Goomba plush. So this is based off of Mario Odyssey when you throw your hat onto the Goomba and you turn into it. Overall, it uses the exact same design as the normal Goomba shape, except it has much more embroidery on the face, obviously. As well, the eyes are obviously very different as well. They have Mario's eyes instead, and he overall has a very angry look on him, which are made by nicely embroidered on eyebrows. And they put a lot of work onto the face with this plush as well. There's not a lot of details with a Goomba, so you kind of have to put all the work into the face. You could obviously that Jakks Pacific did a lot of work into it as well. They made the embroidery overall look really good. The hat is the exact same as the normal Mario's, except just slightly smaller. The Goomba's legs and body is the exact same as the normal Goomba as well, but he uses the Goomba plush except just embroiders on a different face. So yeah, even though this plush isn't one of a kind, it's still overall a really nice looking plush, and it's a shame that it was never released as well, but I think this style actually looks better than the actually released Mario Goomba. But yeah, out of these 6 unreleased Jakks Pacific plushes, which was your favorite? Comment that down below, and yeah, have a great day.